Hey, happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to another Chamber Check-In episode from Idaho's only five-star accredited chamber. And today I'm so excited to help share and learn from Laura Kendall. She's the executive director for the Morrison Center, and the Morrison Center is Idaho's premier performing arts venue, bringing award-winning national Broadway musicals, concerts, comedians, many other performances to this community right here. Hi, Laura.
Hey, Paul, how are you?
I'm terrific. Thanks for taking some time with me today. I'm really honored and pleased to be able to feature you today and the Morrison Center. It's again not only Idaho's premier performing arts venue, but again it's here, right on the river, right down on the BSU campus. It's just amazing to have that amenity in the Boise metro. So these chamber check-ins, Laura, as you know, have been around for about 3.5 years, and they're really great ways, this platform, to share our members' stories, their products, services, and most importantly, the people. So why don't we start out with that? Laura, just introduce yourself. Where did you come from? What's your background and history of work that led you to the Morrison Center?
Okay, where do I start? I'll start with the fact that I am a little bit of a theater nerd. My degree is in theater from the University of Nebraska in Lincoln. So that's where I grew up. And then when I graduated, I promptly moved to Los Angeles, where I wanted to work in film and television. I really wanted to be a writer for film and TV. That didn't happen. So I regrouped and I really missed live performance and live entertainment. And so went back to Nebraska and actually got a job at the Lead Center, which is at the University of Nebraska, fun fact. And that's kind of what started my career in this world of live entertainment and venue management. And I love it. There's nothing better than getting to see our audiences come into the Morrison Center and just enjoy what we have on stage. So that's a little bit about me. Went on and got my grad degree from the University of Nebraska as well, and have kind of lived all over the country in various roles and different venues, and landed in Boise and just fell in love with Boise and the Morrison Center.
Well, thank you for coming to our neck of the woods and bringing in the good performing arts. How long have you been with the center?
Yeah, so I started in October of 2019. So either, depending on how you're feeling on what side of the pandemic, really long time I've been here, or not very long at all. It's a little bit of a time warp, but I landed here in October and really was excited to kind of get going. We were halfway through the season already, and summer was approaching, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to see this thing. I'm going to go over here and do that. And so my summer was a little different than what I'd planned. But I was able to still manage to kind of get involved in the community and learn about the arts, the very, very strong arts community that we have here.
Well, tell us, for those that don't know about the Velma Morrison Center, tell us the history and the origin story, when it began, and kind of help me understand the why and when and how.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal story, Paul, really. If you think about how small Boise was in the 80s, I mean, always been growing, but much different than it is now. To have someone champion a performing arts center is pretty phenomenal. And so Velma and Harry really had this passion. Harry did, of the Harry Morrison Knudsen company, really wanted to bring a performing arts center to his hometown. And there was lots of challenges with that, trying to get it built. He had a really bold vision. And unfortunately, he passed before it was able to come to fruition. And so Velma, his widow, just went and said, you know what, we've got to make this happen. And she was a pretty formidable woman, from what I understand. And she had connections all over the state and really built a coalition to make this happen. And Boise State played a huge role in that. So it was really a public-private partnership. The land came from Boise State. Boise State owns and operates the Morrison Center and is very much a part of the campus and the campus vibrancy. So that is kind of how it all started. And it opened in 1984.
Oh, wow.
So before many performing arts centers really got going across the country. So it's doing well, and has been a rental facility for a majority of that time. And when I arrived, really saw the potential to make it even more part of the community. And so we've started some education programs. We've been working on bringing our own touring shows to Boise, because we want to make sure nobody's missing out on anything that's come into some really big metro cities that are performances we don't want to miss. So they're not coming here, so we are bringing them here. And then, of course, our Broadway. So that's been a part of what we've been doing for a really long time. So the Morrison Center is growing. It continues to meet the needs of the community, of this growing community, and play a role here as a premier place that people can come and have amazing experiences and build incredible memories for a lifetime.
Well, you all do such a great job bringing those national musicals to our region. It's really cool when we get to see those Broadway shows here. But people may not know all the other events and performances that you bring. So let's talk a little bit about that. As I was looking at the website, I saw different concerts and comedians and many other performances. You have, and I don't want to steal your thunder, but tell us what's coming up.
Of course. Well, it's year round here. We're busy all the time. There's always something that you can see or do at the Morrison Center. And so we're sort of wrapping up our summer with some pretty incredible concerts of some legacy artists. So we have the Beach Boys coming. We have Kansas will be on our stage, and Styx. I mean, some really amazing musicians on our stage will be an incredible experience, just to be that close and to have that kind of an experience in our hall. So we're excited for that. We also have some comedians coming up, and then we really get going in September. You had mentioned our Broadway series, and we are actually, we're headed into our 40th year, if you could believe it.
Wow.
So for our 40th year, we are presenting one night of the touring show, My Fair Lady. And this little trivia for you was actually the first show that was on the Morrison Center stage when it opened. So we feel like that's a really fun little fun fact and an opportunity for people to experience what it was like when we opened.
Well, can I play the quick 16-second video for everybody to come see the 23-24?
Please
This
do.
is kind of a sneak peek for those that haven't seen already. So give me a second, I'll populate this. Here we go. Oh, that's cool. I love it.
Yeah, it's a super exciting season ahead.
So how do we get tickets? What is the season pass holder benefits? Tell us about that.
Absolutely. Well, we are still selling our season tickets, so it's not too late. And all the packages and all that information is available at morrisoncenter.com. And I'll tell you, being a subscriber is the way to go, because you get the best seats at the best prices. You get an opportunity to continue to move up your seats. If you would like to sit closer, then every year you can renew and get a little closer. We offer perks. You get to hear about shows at our season reveal party before anybody else gets to know things. So season subscribers, they are near and dear Broadway fans, and we're excited to grow that and have even more people here.
We had a viewer ask a question. What are Summer of Country Western singers coming? Is that something that you're familiar with?
Oh, that is probably, if it's on our website, it's probably headed our direction. We have a lot of shows that we're presenting that are also coming from promoters. So, probably a show that's coming up that a promoter is bringing that's really popular around the country. So, definitely, if it's on our website, it is in our venue, and it's morrisoncenter.com.
And Alana just mentioned is Brett Young. And I
Oh,
think,
right then.
yeah, so I think Brett Young's coming October 12th is what I read. So
Perfect.
that's awesome. So listener, October 12th, go get your tickets.
Yeah, they're available.
Yeah, I'm going to put your website on the screen and scroll it so people can see it. You know, the Morrison Center would not be what it is without its volunteers. Laura, tell me a little bit about how you engage all your volunteers, and are you looking for volunteers, and what's that process?
Always. So here's something that's really special about the Morrison Center. Our volunteers are their own 501c3 organization, and they started when this building opened as a way to support our venue. We have maybe 300, 400 volunteers strong that usher at every single one of our performances, and they are so helpful, always have a smile on their face. They just love what we do and love supporting people's experiences in our hall. So they're always looking for new volunteers. They're an outstanding group of people, some of the nicest people that they build friendships together through their volunteering. So if you're interested, again, check out our website. There's a whole section on our volunteers and becoming, inquiring about if you want to sign up and give it a try. And it's all ages. It can be anybody who has a little time to give in the evenings and want to maybe check out a show.
What I noticed this year about your volunteers is, yes, how friendly they are, but how much they know.
Yes.
They know a lot about the show, and I think that's really cool. One thing that was different is you can buy food and beverage at your kiosks, and you can have them in the theater. When did that happen?
Yeah, that happened probably like right during COVID, a little after. We heard from our patrons that it was actually not a good experience to have to drink really quickly before you go into the theater. And honestly, that's not a great idea anyway, for a lot of reasons. And we talked it through and thought, what would be the worst case scenario? We do a little extra cleaning, but I'll tell you, people are so careful and considerate when they bring things into the hall. We've really not had an issue at all. And I think people enjoy the experience a little bit more. They don't have to rush. And that just makes the whole experience better for everyone. So that's when that happened. We made that little shift. And really, that's true for any Broadway theater or any theater you go to across the country anymore. You're able to bring a drink in with you.
I love it. When you walk into the theater and the lights go down and you have a brookie and a beer, there is nothing better.
Right?
I tell you what. To have that live performance and it's elevated and it's a national Broadway musical just makes you feel good and that it's in our community. So thank you for all your efforts that you do and your whole team as well. That's a part of it. While we have you for a few more minutes, Laura, tell us about your educational programs. It's helping connect high schoolers to the performing arts.
Absolutely. Well, here's the thing I will say. We do have a phenomenal team at the Morrison Center. I'm so lucky to work with them every day. And part of the reason is they absolutely 100% behind our education program. So anytime we have programs where we're bringing high school students into the Morrison Center, we do a big high school program called the Patty Duke Awards, where high schools from all across the state bring a number that they worked on during their school year onto our stage, and we give them awards and accolades and treat them like they're at the Tony Awards. Our team, our backstage team, our marketing team, our education team really are like wrapping their arms around this program and like, how can we teach students? They are the next generation. We want them to succeed. We want them to experience what it's like to put on a program like this. And so they're really amazing mentors. and an opportunity for our students to get a chance to perform on the Morrison Center stage. It's truly a delight. We continue to grow our education programs. We've got a high school program now. Couple of years, we're going to hopefully have a middle school and junior high program and a grade school program. So keep an eye on us. We are continuing to figure out how we can support teachers and students in the classroom.
There's a lot of talent here in Idaho.
Oh, yes.
That are Hollywood stars.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Like, we are always amazed at the student, what they're bringing, their heart that they're bringing on stage. And whether or not they become performers or not, or want to pursue that, we know that they're gaining amazing skills in presentation, self-confidence, being able to get out in front of people. And if they happen to make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. The show goes on. You just keep going forward. Like, those are all great skill sets that I, as an employer, are also looking for when I'm looking to hire somebody.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Yes, theater really brings out communication skills. How to present, as also as how to overcome failure, because what you said about you miss a line or something, you just keep going on, and if the audience doesn't know, then nobody will know, right? Only exactly. You. So.
Right. And you've got people on your team. So you've got other castmates that are going to help you out too. You're never alone. There's always people there to help lift you up and get you back on track where you need to go. So that's what I love about theater. I know that that's what we're building when we're building our education programs. And so I'm really excited for the students of Idaho and where they're headed. You know, we're going to help them get those skill sets they need for their perfect job.
Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to educate the public on while I have you today, Laura?
Oh my goodness, we hope you come to the Morrison Center. Our 40th anniversary is getting kicked off here pretty soon. We've got big plans for the future, so we're just really excited to welcome as many people into our doors as possible. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for your investment in the Chamber. You just recently elevated your membership to our Board of Advisors. Thank you so much for that. That means a lot to us. And thanks to all the volunteers and all the staff that make it seem so seamless to the public when we come in to see shows. Unparalleled.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.